Good morning. It is Tuesday, September 24th, 2024. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And this has been me. I did not make it to the gym last week. I've got to come up with a strategy or a plan. Like, these are the days I work out. This is when I'm going to work out. I got to come up with that, and I got to do that this week, or else I'm going to start not working out at all. And I've been working out consistently, man, for about since January, like 9 months. And I'm like, I cannot let up. I got to keep going. Okay, so writing a 5-sentence paragraph. That's what we're going to talk about today. I had you guys do that about a week ago, and now we're going to kind of go over those. So let's just talk about this for a little bit. So the first thing you want to do with a 5-sentence paragraph is you want to begin with a topic sentence. Again, begin with a topic sentence, and this will tell you, like, what is this paragraph supposed to be about? Or sometimes you guys may have heard it as a thesis statement, right? And a thesis statement, again, is like a statement that's going to tell you what either this whole paragraph is going to be about, or it'll also tell you, like, maybe what this essay or project or thing is going to be about. Make it interesting. Be sure to indent, man. That's a big one, especially on the first sentence. Be sure to indent. That was probably one of the biggest problems I saw with your guys' paragraphs. Okay, so let's look at this example. Last summer, my family went on an amazing picnic in a park. So some stuff happened last summer. It happened in a park, but it was an amazing picnic. And remember, picnic is the topic of this paragraph. However, in the rest of this paragraph, we should be looking for things that make this amazing. Okay, so amazing. So that is what you want to be looking for things that are saying, yo, this is an amazing picnic. Okay, all right, cool. Let's go on to the next thing. Okay, so after this, you're going to want 3 detailed sentences, and each sentence should tell about the topic. So they should connect to the fact that the picnic that they had was amazing. All right, cool. Now, let's read this. So last summer, my family went on an amazing picnic in a park. We brought freshly made ham sandwiches, apple pie, ice cold lemonade while we enjoyed our picnic lunch under a tree. A small gray squirrel crawled close to us, and suddenly this squirrel grabbed my delicious piece of pie and scurried off my plate and scurried off. Now, this is a really pretty good description. Here's the thing is, they could have just said we brought food, but instead they described the food. So ham, and then going with ham, that's ham sandwiches. They described a specific type of sandwich, a specific type of pie. They also said that the lemonade was ice cold. They didn't have to say that. They could have said we brought lemonade, but they said that it was ice cold. This helps to give descriptors and helps with our imagination and seeing things, which makes it interesting to us. While we enjoyed our lunch under a tree, so then that also tells us, like, yo, where were they at in the park? Oh, they were under the tree. It probably means it was kind of shady, so the weather was kind of good. They described the squirrel. The squirrel was small. It was gray. And they described the way it moved. So crawled, that means slow. And then suddenly something happened, right? So suddenly, like something happened all of a sudden, grabbed the piece of pie and scurried off. So this is a pretty good description of why they felt like this picnic was so amazing, right? Then your ending sentence, we also call this what? What do we call this? Hopefully y'all know. Conclusion sentence can like restate the topic, keep things interesting, but make it a closing sentence so that the reader knows that this is the end. Some of you guys in your paragraphs, you were like, and I went to lunch and played soccer. The end of the paragraph. I'm like, what happened? Like, how did it end there? So you guys, again, need to bring a proper closure to your paragraph. Or if you had an essay, you would have a closing paragraph, like a conclusion paragraph. All right, so let's see how they ended theirs. After the squirrel scurried off, we couldn't believe this hungry squirrel had invited himself to our family picnic. That's a good way to end. I would say, and we still talk about today how that hungry squirrel had invited himself to our family picnic, right? So that kind of, if I say, oh, we still talk about it today, that means, oh, that's something that happened in the past, and that's kind of the concluding thing. So that is something that you totally could do. Okay. So this is where I want you to take notes. Again, this is where I want you to take these notes, these three keys about writing a good 5-sentence paragraph. So write an interesting topic sentence that is indented, fam. Please, for the love of everything sacred, please indent your first sentence, okay? So, and again, you want it to be interesting. If you say, my first month of school was good, that's not a very interesting first sentence, right? My first month of school has been very good and exciting because whatever, right? Like whatever it is. So just give me something that's kind of interesting in your topic sentence. Make sure it's indented. Write 3 detailed sentences that are about the topic. Again, add them in there. Please don't say that it was a good month of school and then the next thing you say, I went to lunch and it was fun. What was fun about lunch? Give me some details. Why do you enjoy lunch? Write a closing sentence that also restates the topic. So make sure that you also do that as well. So pause the screen if you need it. I'm moving forward, fam. Okay, so we're just going to talk about a couple of things. First of all, cause this is not it. And then a lot of people put this. And they put this, boom, boom. Cause this is not it. Everyone say because, okay? So that's the word. So make sure to use it appropriately. These other things might be appropriate for like talking or things like that. Maybe if you're writing a personal letter to someone, you might use like what we call like some more like slang terms, but not in professional and not in academic writing. You wouldn't use these. All right. I'm going to be honest, personally, I just like it to be spelled out. This other spelling is, if you look, the first and standard spelling, it just comes off as unprofessional. Not that it actually is. So I'd rather use okay, or you could use the like, I'm doing okay, I'm doing well. That's another alternative. Or things are okay, things are all right. So I would say use maybe some of these alternative words. All right, cool. Let's just talk about this for a second. So then versus then refers to a time. I went to class first, then I went and recorded the lesson video. So I went to my classroom first, then I went. So that's time. That's about time. And I just figured out I left my watch at home. Okay. Or than is comparison. So like greater than, so you're comparing numbers. Less than, you're comparing numbers. Remember that alligator, right? Wants to eat the bigger number. So the greater than number. Also, you could say, I'd rather be in Miss Ortega's class than Mr. Farr's class. Again, comparing two things there. All right, let's keep it pushing. We're going to look at some people's writing and just see where we're at. Now, this is how this should work out. You're going to click on grades, and then you'll open up the assignment. And then you'll just look on view, like I think it's view details, and then it'll pull up something that looks like this. When you click on any one of these, then it will draw a line directly to it, and then you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So let's just read this. It's finally the second month of school, but let's talk about the first month. The first month of school for me, it was okay. Okay, cool. But for others, it could have been the worst month of their lives or the best month of their lives. Now, here's the thing about this, right? Like, what is the topic? It's a little bit convoluted, right? Because it's about them. It's about the first month of school. They also mentioned the second month of school. They also mentioned how it could be the best month of school for some people, the worst month of school. So they're mentioning too many things in the topic. So what you want to do is when you're introducing, you want to be very clear. They could have said all of these things and then at the very end come in and say, but let's talk about my first month of school. Then it's clear, like, boom, we're talking about your first month of school. But other than that, this rest of this paragraph could have went in a whole bunch of different directions. It could have been about how the first month of school was a struggle for students because they mentioned all these things. So just remember, you want to be clear about what your topic is. Next thing they say is, my first month didn't go so well. Right now, I don't have the greatest grades, but I'm trying my best to fix that. Most of my teachers, now listen to this, most of my teachers had one of my family members or knew me beforehand because of will or enrichment from last year. So I know I can trust them. Now here's the thing is, that sentence is kind of hard to understand because the topic is way at the bottom. Not that you can't put the topic at the end of a sentence. However, when you do that, sometimes it can be hard. Because it could have said this, I know I can trust my teachers because some of them knew me before from will or enrichment, and they have had one of my family members as well. If you put the topic up front in a more windy sentence like that, then it's easier to understand. I'm really liking school this year, right? That was the first month of school summarized. Hopefully. Now, here's my problem. First, they said it was okay. Then they said it wasn't good because it's not going so well. Then they said they're really liking it. My question is, which is it? Which is it, fam? Be consistent. So at the beginning of your paragraph, you could have said, my first month of school has been all over the place. Then when you're writing, when you go all over the place, totally fine. But if you say it was okay, then I'm expecting some things are okay. But then if you say it was like bad, then I'm expecting things are bad. But then if you say you're really liking it, I'm like, yo, right? Like what's happening? Or if you're going to say I'm really liking it, you could say, even with all the struggles, I'm really liking school so far this year. Okay. Right? But just be consistent in your writing. All right. Let's look at this next one. This month of school was all right. All my classes and teachers are nice, but this school year is good so far, but it can be better, like people in the classes. But other than that, by the way, look at this I right here. Like the month of school, and the bad parts are waking up at 6 a.m. and leaving at 3 what? 3:05. I'm not sure. I'm assuming it's 3:05 p.m., but they don't state. But the good parts is that and look, we're missing part of a word, but I'm going to say ha, classes, the most of my friends. But yeah, this first month of school was all right. Now, here's the thing about this. Number one, there is one period in this whole thing. That's the number one problem. This is one sentence. If you look over here, I have given them suggestions on places to break up and put sentences. I'm not saying all of my suggestions are 100% correct or this is exactly what you got to do, but yeah, these are just some suggestions on places to break things up. Make sure to format the time correctly. This A should technically be lowercase, so 6 a.m. and then 3 p.m. Now, you could have capitalized it, but if you're going to capitalize both. If you're going to lowercase, then lowercase both with the a.m. or p.m. Okay, so you need to stipulate some of those things. So just watch your punctuation and proofread. Everyone say proofread. Proofread. Yeah, read through before you turn things in, because I don't think they read this. All right, here we go. My first mouth. Yup, y'all read that. My first mouth of school. So I'm not sure if they proofread it or maybe their brain just automatically just said, oh, that says month. Because this is a correct spelling of a word, so the Google spelling and grammar may not catch that, right? The other thing is, I don't know if they're at fight school or regular school, because it says the activities, that is my first month of fist month of school. So either I think they didn't read it, or fist mouth of school, not even month, fist mouth of school. Then either they didn't reread it, and a lot of times if you say it, so as you're talking, my first mouth of school, oh, I gotta fix that. That's one way to help. Another way to help is maybe have someone who's a better writer than you read through yours. Don't have them correct anything. Have them just show you what is wrong. Like, this is wrong, that's wrong, this wrong, this wrong, this wrong. Fix that, change this, and then fix it. I used to do that. That was very helpful to me. After having someone else look at my paper 2, 3, 4, 5 times, I kept getting less and less mistakes, because they would look over it and then I'd be like, oh, that's where I'm going wrong. This is where I got to make things to fix it. All right. This is one thing I just don't like in general, is where you introduce something, but then you don't tell me what it is. I call it the peekaboo. So it's like this. They were like, oh yeah, my teachers, because there's interesting things to talk about. They said lunch is way more fun this year. And my favorite day so far is when we all got chips. Here's the thing. Let me ask a question, fam. Hold on. Lunch is way more fun this year. Why? Why is it more fun this year? You said peekaboo. Here's a topic. Nah, I'm not gonna tell you. We expected it to be like, why is it more fun? But then you just left. So don't do the peekaboo stuff. Also, if you're gonna use this word like nice, cool, chill, good, those terms are so generic that I need details. Now, they did. They said, my teachers are pretty nice and cool and have interesting things to talk about, but I would like to know why you think they're nice or cool. Generally, I would say use other words that are more describing, because if I said, hey, someone's nice, what does that exactly mean? We're not really sure what that means when we say they're nice. Because back in the day when they used to be like, oh, that man, nice, we might be talking about his skills on a basketball court, or his lyrics, like how he would rhyme. We'd be like, oh, that boy nice with it, right? So you got to make sure to declare nice. How about this? That person's nice. Oh, they're very kind to people and they talk respectfully. Oh, That's what you mean by nice. So again, describe. All right, cool. On to the next one. We're not going to look at that one. We're going to look at this one. This is something else that I saw a lot. My first month of school was pretty good. Cool. I have a pretty good class, fam. You just said pretty good. Look up at the source. Other words for good. Other words for pretty good. Right. Look that up. I'm sure it'll take you just a few minutes. Also, actually, it won't take you a minute. Take you like 1 minute. So don't be repetitive in your writing. Someone said, I go to school. We have to do lots of stuff. My teachers, they teach well and they teach lots of stuff. I'm like, fam, stop saying stuff. And then guess what? They're like, we go to lunch and we do lots of stuff, right? And I'm like, ah. So once you've used the word, try not to be repetitive with it. Okay. Also, the workload hasn't been horrible either. But then they said, but out of everything. Now listen to it without the but. The workload hasn't been horrible either. Out of everything, my favorite part is the bus ride. Now you see how that can just flow. You don't need the but. The but is how we talk and try and like conjunct sentences together, but you actually do not need those in academic writing. As long as this sentence connects to that sentence, you don't need the but. Okay, let's go to this last thing. And this paragraph is one of the ones that's all over the place, but it's good, bad at the same time. So, my first month of school has been bad. That's cool. The very next sentence, they say, it has been bad because you already told me it was bad. If you wanted to say that, you could have connected it to your first sentence. So you could have said, my first month of school has been bad because I hate school and want to go home. You could have said that. That could have been one sentence. You didn't need this other part. Or you could have said, my first month of school has been bad, period. I hate school and I want to go home. Here's the thing is, why do you hate it? Why would you rather be at home? Tell me why. Tell me why, right? Like, tell me something. All right, let's move to the next sentence. Also, when it's finally time to go home, I have to go on the bus with noisy, obnoxious children who are annoying and sticky. Don't ask me how they know that the kids are sticky. I have no clue. I guess they was doing some observation. They seen some stuff's going on. However, they're like, when I go home, I have to deal with all of these things. This is a flavorful sentence. So everyone say, put some flavor on it. So they put some flavor on that sentence. I like that sentence. That sentence is interesting to us. We like that. And you're telling me specifically what is the problem when you get on the bus. If they would have done that for why they hate school, it would have been a juicy paragraph. Here's that but again, but you don't need that, right? So we're going to just mark that out and say annoying and sticky. There has been good because I like your class because you're nice. Ugh. Why? Why do you say I'm nice? Tell me what's nice about me. Also, we have transitioned from a paragraph with a general audience into a letter directly to Mr. Farr. We're not writing letters. This is a paragraph. So just put you could have said this. There has been good. I like Mr. because, right? Like there has been good. I like Mr. Farr's class because what? Because he does what? Explain why you say he's nice. This has been my first month of school. This is a good conclusion sentence. Okay, so hopefully that gives you some tips, some insights, some things. I would avoid words like good, chill, nice. What was the other one? Good, chill, nice, cool. These words are so generic that they don't really do a good job of describing because they have too many meanings. All right, well, we are done walking through all of that. Hopefully that didn't take too long. This assignment is due on Wednesday. So just remember it's due on Wednesday. I know it says due today, Wednesday, but it's due on Wednesday. So what you're going to need to do, again, is go to grades, open up your assignment, look at the details right in there, see all the things I've suggested, then go to your Google Docs, make the changes. Also, reread. Everyone say reread. Everyone say proofread. Yeah, proofread yours. Make sure it sounds good. Make sure there's some flavor in there. Make sure it's interesting and not boring. And then go ahead and resubmit your final version of your 5-sentence paragraph. Also, these things that we have talked about today are not just for today. They're for the rest of your scientific writing, but then they're also for your writing in ELA or any other class that you might ever write in. Think about these things as you're writing. These same things will apply in a paragraph as they will in an essay. Don't be boring. Don't be boring. All right, y'all. Peace.